What's up, Mullen investors and moneymakers? Mullen Automative Incorporation announces 1-for-25 reverse stock split effective May 4, 2023, which is going to be tomorrow. Now, if you're watching my channel regularly, this shouldn't be a news to you because we talked about it before a week. If you take a look on my previous videos, you should be able to see right here before 5 days that Mullen addresses some of the concerns on stock performance, and then there is a reverse stock split buzz for Mullen. We already talked about that before 6 days too. If you take a look on this video, reverse stock split, what is new, what's up Mullen, so on and so forth. So at the least, if you're watching my channel, you should not be surprised with this reverse stock split. However, we will discuss more as to what this means if you own Mullen stock at the moment. By the way, it was not a great day, obviously, for Mullen because of this reverse stock split. The stock really went down 21% throughout the day. So once it was announced, we were at 8.6. So we did move into the right direction, but then started dropping, and we dropped pretty quickly to 6.4, and tomorrow we will see the reflection of this reverse stock split in price. Remember, it is not going to change your overall investment in Mullen, which means you can multiply this number by 25, 0.064, which is the closing price today. Multiply that by 25 and the price point you should be seeing in your brokerage account tomorrow. So tomorrow you're looking at $1.60, 65 cents, and whatever the fluctuation or volatility that you see in Mullen. But we have a ton of great juicy information to talk about, especially with respect to this 1-to-25 reverse stock split, which is going to be effective tomorrow. We also want to talk about what Mullen announced in terms of the company update, and this came out 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 Eastern in the morning, and this particular news came out in the afternoon Eastern time around 1 p.m. And once we saw this news, we saw a real sell-off really fast. Not only that, I wanted to also report that we saw 1 billion plus volume. Take a look, 1.1 billion in volume. What is our average volume? 283 million. This is for past few days. They take the average and divide that by number of days. So our volume was pretty small compared to today's volume. Or if you think about that in a different way, today's volume really spiked up and the stock slumped, as you see right here. So 1.105 billion was today's volume, so we will talk about that. Without further ado, let me just go ahead and get right into it. But do hit the like button. We need 250 likes so we can share this information, spread the news out, make sure that people look into this due diligence and this video so there is less FUD. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt is causing some of this turmoil that you see into the Mullen stock. Yes, the market was not great either today. Nasdaq was down 0.46%, Dow Jones was down 0.8%, but Mullen specifically was down 21%. So hit the like button, 250 likes, subscribe to the channel, so you can make this channel part of your due diligence as well. And you can already tell that before 5 days we talked about this Mullen reverse stock split. Before 6 days I gave you a heads up that there will be a stock split coming up because Mullen will need to be compliant with Nasdaq trading minimum bid rule price requirement of $1, and this is what it is. Personally, me, I'm not really a big fan of reverse stock split, but many times companies do that in order to stay into the market. Write down in the comment section below, because if they don't do it, they won't be on Nasdaq. So take a look. Mullen, it is right now MULN, ticker symbol is on Nasdaq, and we want to make sure, and the company is also trying to make sure by this reverse stock split that they stay in compliance within Nasdaq's minimum bid price rule requirement. I'll go through that as well. So subscribe to the channel so you know all this information well in advance, get prepared, and make informed financial decisions. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, and let's get into it. If you want to help the channel out, you can also click the thanks button right there on YouTube and help out the channel with a couple of dollars. I would really appreciate it as well. So let's get into it, what this means. So Mullen announced, and this news came out, as I mentioned, midday today during the trading session, an emerging electric vehicle manufacturer announced effectively today, it will effect 1-for-25 reverse stock split of its common stock at the par value of 0.001 per share, which is the common stock, effective tomorrow, May 4th, 2023. 12:01 a.m. Eastern. Mullen stock will continue to trade on Nasdaq Capital Market under the existing ticker symbol MULN and will begin trading on a split-adjusted basis when the market opens on May 4, 2023. So what's going to happen is, again, you multiply the number of stocks that you have by 25 and you come up with the price point of $1.06, $1.07, or something along those lines. At the same time, you will see the number of shares that you own will be decreased by whatever the number is divided by 25. So if you had 100 stocks, tomorrow you're going to see 4 stocks into your account, because 100 divided by 25 is 4. But the price point for 4 stock will be 0.064 times 25, which is 1.6 times 4. So you can do the math yourself. I'm not going to get too much into that, and you should be able to figure it out tomorrow. But write down in the comment section below if you have any questions. If you really think that Mullen should stay on Nasdaq, write down Nasdaq in the comment section below as well, so we know that what the community thinks. Now, the QSIP number for this common stock following this reverse stock split will be this, that you can figure out with your brokerage. Technically, practically, you don't really need to do anything. You just need to see the stock that you will see in your brokerage account tomorrow, and you can buy or sell with the newer price, the trading price that you see. This reverse stock split is primarily intended to bring the company into the compliance with $1 minimum bid price rule requirement for maintaining its listing on Nasdaq. Now, you know that Mullen was trading for a long time below the $1 mark, and they need to get up and running to make sure that they stay on Nasdaq trading platform. Now, there are pros and cons, right? Like when you do reverse stock split, people usually don't like it. I personally don't like it, but I love to stay on Nasdaq. If it's my stock, I really want it to be traded on Nasdaq. Yes, we talk a ton about OTC stocks. Don't get me wrong there. We love OTC stocks too, but you know that there are some challenges that not everyone can buy OTC stock. Number 2, OTC stocks won't be available on every single trading platform. And number 3 is there is latency in reporting, latency in data, there is less transparency, and all of the above. And we saw what happened with MMTLP, HCMC, and you name them. So there are pros and cons. There is, again, here, there is no guarantee that company will meet the minimum bid price rule requirement, and at the company's reconvenes the special meeting of shareholders on January 19, 2023. And I shared all this information well in advance with you. So if you are my regular viewer, this shouldn't be a surprise to all of you. And if you're not my regular viewer, you want to make sure that you subscribe, you click the like button, so YouTube algorithm recommends my videos over to you, and you can do your due diligence. It takes about 5 minutes to review this stock on a daily basis, and I share this information with you. This stock split with the ratio of 1-2 or 1-25. The company's board of directors approved 1-for-25 reverse stock split ratio on May 3rd, which was today. The company filed a certificate of amendment to its second amended and restated certificate of incorporation to the effect of the reverse stock split, effective on May 4th, 2023. Now, what happens is the stock split will automatically convert, as I mentioned to you, the current 25 shares at company's common stock into one issued and outstanding share of common stock. The proportional adjustment also will be made. Outstanding equity award and warrants and convertible notes, so on and so forth. It will all be multiplied, it will all be divided, and it'll do all the mathematic magic behind the scene. And you don't really need to worry about it within your brokerage account. The reverse stock split will not change the par value for the common stock, nor the authorized number of shares of common stock, preferred stock, or any series of preferred stock. One thing that you also want to understand right here is no fractional shares will be issued in connection with the reverse stock split. So you want to be careful there, because if you have 15 stocks, then it's a fractional share and you won't really see that. All fractional shares will be rounded up with the nearest whole share. So go back, learn some math, and figure out what is the nearest whole for your number. In other words, if you have 1.8, that becomes 2, right? The reverse stock split will affect all the shareholder uniformly and will not alter any shareholder percentage in interest, company's equity, other than the result of rounding of shares to the nearest whole share in lieu of issuing fractional share. So this must be some technical limitations, but you want to understand that. Now, this is going to happen tomorrow, and we will talk more about it tomorrow. With that, I also wanted to mention today's volume, which was astronomically high, or double than yesterday, which was expected because we went all the way to 9 cents. And I was hoping once again it's going to go 10 cents and above. But the company came up with this reverse stock split news, and we see what happened. It went to 6 cents, which is the historical low, lowest of the low, low of the lowest, or lower of the lowest. And it went to 6 cents, and we went slightly back up in the wake of the staying a little bit positive at the end of the day, and got to 639 or 64. But the volume is 1.1 billion right here in today's trading session. Now, if you want to see and the chart for 1 day, let me just change this chart to 1 day. You should be able to see the way we dropped. It was a really jaw drop moment around when Mullen announced. So around 12:48, we saw a big slump into the stock price, and from 880, and we're hoping once again to go to 9 and 10 cents. We dropped significantly to 6.5. And we started going down pretty significantly, and you can see the short sellers started ramping up their game, and people started selling. So these are not only the short sellers. People also, the individual investors, the retail investors also started selling, thinking there will be a turmoil in terms of the price point, and I don't blame them. If you're still part of the bull party, do write bull in the comment section below. Now, what happened with that, right? When we see all this kind of movement, we saw that there is a buying volume came back at the end of the day. But all in all, they were trying to swing trade. So these people who bought it around 6.2s and 6.3s and 6.4s or even 6.02, they will start selling at 8, because remember, that's 33% gain. You make money in stock market when you sell a stock, so exit strategy is really important, as I always tell you. I love to ride for free, so do not forget your own exit strategy. My channel is not for financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but what I do is a lot of research, and I give that information back to the community, and I'll let you decide. But do make this channel part of your due diligence, because this channel shares the information based on the facts available in the social domain, in public domain, on the websites, so on and so forth. But these videos are only for the entertainment, educational purposes, so do your own due diligence. Another thing before I let you go, I just wanted to cover is Mullen Automative also provided the company update, which you will like to see. Because here, what Mullen is talking about is the various initiatives that they have, and the way that they're getting orders, and what they are doing in terms of the cash. As of April 30th, 2023, so last month, company has available cash 116.1 million for operations. So the company has enough cash at the moment to run the operations, and the company received $263 million in purchase order for Mullen Class 1 and Class 3 EV vans, trucks from Randy Marion Automotive Group. And this is pretty big. So when Mullen announced all this together, people really did not pay too much attention on what Mullen doing to ramp up the revenue numbers. And you need to understand that Mullen is going to get all this fear, uncertainty, and doubt right here. Take a look. The Mishawaka manufacturing plant, they have updated that they are getting more orders. There is MS assembly facility as well, and they have various facilities, and they are announcing that the company has received $263 million in purchase order for MULN Class 1 and Class 3 EV vans, trucks from Randy Marion Automotive Group, and MULN moves pre-revenue expected revenue for August 2023. So from pre-revenue to expect revenue in August. So right now we are in May. So April, May, June, July, and August. Within 3 months, they are going to be revenue generating on a regular basis, because for all these PO orders that they have, they'll start receiving the check and the revenues and the funding and so on and so forth. Successfully completed the pilot of Menzies at LA Airport, delivering the results expected, over 1,500 miles driven, 100% uptime. First presentation of portfolio at several large 2023 commercial fleet shows. We saw that they went to the ACT forum yesterday, and it is going on actually until tomorrow. They also have the trade show in Indianapolis, NAFA Baltimore, ACT Expo in Anaheim, California, May 1st to May 4th. They announced the availability of Class 3 program for the customer wanting to test the vehicle in specific commercial use scenario. In addition, in initial vehicle shipment from Mullen van to University of North Carolina, that we saw that, and we talked about that yesterday as well, which is again a pretty big news, because again it is not a big order. They're merely 15 vehicles that they're talking about for their campus. Take a look right here. UNC Charlotte now has put the purchase order of 15 campus vehicle cargo van with fulfillment of UNC's second order commencing on May 1st. This is not a big order, but what if there's a domino effect? If they can replicate for more and more university campuses for other universities, that can become pretty big. So this is a good proof of concept in my opinion. This is a good portfolio, or the early stage proof of concept all in all, and a good prototype in my opinion. Let me know what do you think in the comment section below. What's your opinion? Do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video tomorrow.